So hello there and welcome to another tutorial. My name is Tanmay and today I'm joined by Sanjeev. Thank you for joining today. And Sanjeev, would you like to quickly introduce yourself?
Sure. Thanks for having me, Tanmay.
Of course.
My name is Sanjeev and I'm a developer advocate at IBM. I work on creating code patterns. So code patterns are basically a complete application that solves real programming challenges by integrating IBM services through IBM Cloud. Each code pattern has detailed information about how to run the application not only locally but also in the IBM Cloud.
Yes.
And integrate those services. So that way any developer can come in and jumpstart on running that application.
That's perfect.
If you want to know more about code patterns, you can go to developer.ibm.com/code, and you'll get a lot of code patterns that you can start on.
That's perfect. Thank you very much, Sanjeev. Now, more specifically, today we're talking about an iOS platform technology. It's in fact a code pattern that you, Sanjeev, have developed, of course.
Yes.
And so today we're talking about how you can integrate IBM Watson visual recognition with augmented reality experiences on ARKit. So would you like to quickly tell us a little bit more about the code pattern that we're going to see today?
Sure. So the code pattern uses ARKit, which is part of iOS 11. I think they introduced iOS 11 on June last year.
Yes,
I guess.
last
Yeah. So it makes use of ARKit and also uses face recognition to identify a person using their picture of a face.
Yes.
So on the IBM Cloud side, we use Watson visual recognition, and for the data that gets displayed on the screen, we use a database called Cloudint, which is a NoSQL database.
That's perfect. That's great. All right, so in essence, and the code pattern is basically an augmented reality resume, I guess you could call it, where basically, again, we're using Watson visual recognition for facial recognition, and so with an augmented reality experience, you can basically hold up your phone to anyone's face that's in the system.
Right.
It'll recognize their face, search up their contact in the cloud database, and display it in the real world on your phone.
Yep.
That's great.
Let's dive into the code and understand how we can combine ARKit and visual recognition to create an augmented reality app that can identify a person using face recognition. There are 6 steps. First, we create an augmented reality app using Xcode. Then we configure and run AR session using the ARKit framework that we are using. We add 3D content to the detected plane. We use Vision API for face detection. We'll be using IBM Visual Recognition API and ML model to classify the face and display the information of the person in the augmented reality view. To create an augmented reality app, let's create a new project from Xcode and select the type as augmented reality. You can go to File, New, Project, and you can see an option saying augmented reality app, and once that's created, you'll have a project set up that uses ARKit, and you can utilize all the APIs that ARKit provides to create your augmented reality app. Once the project is set up, we need to configure and run the AR session. There is a scene view already set up in the main storyboard, as you can see here. The AR session object manages motion tracking and image processing. And to run this session, we need to add AR wall tracking configuration to the session. The following code sets up the session with the configuration and run. The above code adds plane detection configuration to the horizontal and runs the session. As you can see here, you create a object of AR wall tracking configuration and add horizontal as a plane detection, and you add that to the session and run the configuration. We also need to configure Cloudint NoSQL database, which stores information about the face, and visual recognition to train and classify faces. The following method reads credentials from the plist file and creates instances of Cloudint and VR API. Cloudint instance is used to get information about the face from the database, and visual recognition instance is used to classify cropped image of the face that is captured from the camera. Now let's set up face detection using the Vision API. The Vision API will detect the face, crop the face and send the file to IBM Visual Recognition API to classify the face. The following code gets the image from the camera, categorizes the image as VN face observation. If the face is not detected in the image, the app continues to look for face. If the face is detected, the face is captured and cropped to the rectangle that generates the face. And next step is to send that cropped image to VR API for classification. Using IBM Visual Recognition API, you can upload the cropped face and the API will classify and send you a JSON response. To use IBM Watson Visual Recognition API, you can register to IBM Bluemix console and create a visual recognition service. Then you can create credentials which you can use while calling the API. You can use the Watson Swift SDK in your app to use the visual recognition APIs. Since the VR API also supports Core ML model, you can actually download the model from IBM Cloud and use the model locally into your app. This way you can classify the images locally without having to make a round trip to the server. The following code actually gets the cropped image and classifies the image locally using the ML model. Once the face is classified by the Visual Recognition API, the response of the API is the JSON. The response of the visual recognition has a classification ID, which is then used to get more information about the classification from the IBM Cloud and database. The data is retrieved using the classification ID, and the JSON response looks like this. So it has the primary keys and classification ID, and there are other information that is used to display it on the AR view. The following code makes a call to the Cloud and REST API, and once it retrieves the JSON is used to now update the scene view with the information by creating a series of nodes called SCN node. A SCN node is a structural element of a scene graph representing a position and a transform in a 3D coordinate space, to which you can attach geometry, lights, cameras, or any other displayable content. For each child node, we need to define its font, alignment, and its material. Material includes properties for 3D content like diffuse, content color, specular, content color, double-sided, etc. To display the information received as a JSON to the node, we need to create a node of type SCN node. In this case, we'll be creating SCN text as the display only involves text. Then we configure the text with things like fonts and materials. The following selected code creates a node of type SCN text and configures it to display in the AR view. So this is done.
Alright, so that's what we had to show in this tutorial today. Thank you very much, Sanjeev, for joining in. If you do have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, you can reach out to either me or Sanjeev. But Sanjeev, how can people contact you?
You can contact me at my IBM's email.
Perfect.
It's sanjeev.ghimire@ibm.com.
Perfect.
It will be also down below, right?
Exactly. I will put your email down in the description below, as well as my contact. But if you do have any questions, you can also leave them down in the comments section below, and Sanjeev or I would love to get back to you. So that's what we had to show for this tutorial today. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining in today. If you do enjoy these kinds of tutorials, please do make sure you subscribe to my channel and Sanjeev's channel. There will be a link to it down in the description below. Again, thank you very much, everyone, for joining in today. That's what we had for this tutorial. Goodbye.
Thanks.